This is Newslive on Viewer Television. I am Ikioma Ineji. The headlines. Senate resolves to appeal court ruling nullifying Section 84, subsection 12. And the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission takes action as MultiChoice increases DSTV and GoTV subscription. Plus, Kogi State government shuts down Glo Airtel facilities over 360 million naira. We'll begin with the 2023 general election. As a chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu has promised that the guidelines and regulations for the next general elections in 2023 will be ready 10 months before the elections begin. The INEC boss revealed that with the work being put in by the Commission, it will be possible to achieve all its set goals and give Nigerians a credible election in 2023. Yakubu recalled that in 2019, the Commission was constrained by time due to the uncertainty that trailed the electoral legal framework, which forced the body to sign off on the regulations and guidelines a few weeks to the 2019 election. He, however, hoped that this time around the electoral body will sign off on the regulations and guidelines at least 10 months before the 2023 general elections. And President Muhammadu Buhari has commissioned the new 3 million metric tons capacity per annum state-of-the-art Dangote fertilizer plant with an emphatic assurance that the project will give a huge fillip to the Nigeria's agricultural sector, which revitalization has been a focal point of his administration's economic policy. The new plant, which he commissioned in the presence of some 18 governors, ministers, captains of industries, as well as prominent traditional rulers, is located at Ibejuleki, Lagos Free Trade Zone within the periphery of the Dangote refinery. The president said the coming on stream of the plant will create huge opportunities in the areas of employment, trade, warehousing, transport, and logistics.
New Dangote fertilizer plant, which has installed capacity of 3 million metric tons of urea per annum, is expected to further advance our administration drive towards achieving self-sufficiency in food production in the country. I commend the Chairman, Board and Management of Dangote Industries Limited for their business initiative in capitalizing and building this plant to reduce our dependence on importation of fertilizer, create jobs on a massive scale, increase the inflow of foreign exchange, and accelerate economic growth.
The Nigerian Senate has confirmed the nominations of 7 members of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The confirmation of the nominees followed the consideration of a report by the Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions as presented by its chairman, Senator Uba Sani, during Wednesday's plenary. The report.
Senator Uba Sani, in his presentation, said the nominees had proven beyond any reasonable doubt of being worthy of membership of the Monetary Committee. He noted that all 7 members possess the requisite academic qualifications, technical know-how, and professional experience required of membership of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria. He also noted that no petition was received against their nomination and were duly cleared by the Nigerian Police Force, Department of State Services, and were offered the Code of Conduct acknowledgement slip.
Of the Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions on the screening of Mr. President's nominees for appointment as members of the Monetary Policy Committee in the Central Bank of Nigeria and approved the nominations of Professor Mohammed Adaya Salisu, new appointment, Dr. Mo Omar Megbe, new appointment, Professor Michael Obadan, renewal, Professor Festus Adiola Adeni Kinju, renewal, Professor Aliyu Sanusra Findadi, renewal, Dr. Robert Asogwa, renewal, Alhaji Aliyu Ahmed, renewal as members of the Monetary Policy Committee in the Central Bank of Nigeria. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Thank you.
that the committee did not receive any petition against their nominations for appointment as members of Monetary Policy Committee, MPC of the Central Bank of Nigeria. 4, that the nominees have been cleared by the Nigeria Police Force, Department of State Services, DSS, and possesses the Code of Conduct Acknowledgement slip. 5, that Alhaji Aliyu Ahmed is the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, and will serve as the representative of the Ministry in the Monetary Policy Committee, MPC.
The Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, among other things, carry out periodic review of economic and financial conditions of the economy.
And meanwhile, the Senate on Wednesday resolved to appeal a court judgment which nullified Section 84, subsection 12 of the Electoral Act 2022. A federal high court sitting in Umuahia had in its verdict ruled against the provisions of Section 84, subsection 12 of the newly amended Electoral Act 2022 passed by the National Assembly. Recall that Justice Evelyn Ayadike in the judgment held that the section of the Act was unconstitutional, invalid, illegal, null, void, and of no effect whatsoever. The judge said it ought to be struck down as it cannot stand because it was in violation of the clear provisions of the Constitution. Consequently, the court ordered the Attorney General of the Federation to forthwith delete the said subsection 12 of Section 84 from the body of the Electoral Act. Now, ahead of the 2023 general elections, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has declared his zeal to run for the position of presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria under the People's Democratic Party, PDP. He made his formal declaration at the International Conference Center, Abuja, on Wednesday. Viewers Television's Jennifer Okolo completes this report. We'll bring you details of that in our subsequent bulletin. Meanwhile, the national chairmanship race of the All Progressives Congress has another contestant, and the person of Senator Mohammed Sani, representing Niger East Senatorial District of Niger State. Senator Sani said he voted in as national chairman. He will transform the All Progressives Congress, a political party institution that will impact positively on the country and Nigerians. The party chairmanship aspirant said if elected as national chairman, he will ensure reconciliation, reorganization, reconstruction of the party, as well as tap on the constituency project of parliamentarians of the APC to better the lives of Nigerians. He said the party needs a leader with a vision who can transform the ruling party into a modern digital party that will conduct its activities digitally if given the support to become the national chairman by members of the House of Representatives. When Newslive returns, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission says it is engaging pay television company MultiChoice Nigeria for clarity over the increase in subscription rates. Details of this and more comes to you shortly after the break. Do join us again.
For over 2 years now, thousands of Nigerians and citizens of the world have tuned to view our television for accurate and reliable reporting that has made the Newslive one of the most trusted news programs on television. Newslive is viewer television primetime news. We link to the best sources from around the world, source for news stories, deliver on the hour, and we provide in-depth news. My day in the newsroom is a little bit taxing, from sourcing for stories, getting reports from reporters, packaging reports, linking with correspondents, casting the news, creating interviews on subject matters. It's a whole lot, but as a journalist, I ensure timely delivery. My name is Joy Malik. I'm a news anchor and news producer here on Viewer Television.
The game of polo, it's my life. Polo is good. So I just started and I'm still learning the basics. But I hope to be a pro in this game, and God being by my side, I know everything will be fine. I started 4 months ago, I started stick and ball 4 months ago, though I attended the riding course in Pakistan. I've learned the riding basics, but the game of polo 4 months ago, I started stick and ball. Every day we mount on the horse, we pray, and once we come down, as you can see, I was about ending and I fell from the horse. It's a normal thing. In horse riding, if you don't fall, you've not started yet. So you need to train. You can see I'm sweating, I'm eating banana, it's part of it. You must train, you must eat well, and you must learn properly. I've chosen polo to be my own sport, and I've always looked up to people like General Kazir Faya, General MSA Aliu, Colonel Waibello, and General Laka. A few of them, I've looked up to these people. These are great polo players, and they've always encouraged me to play the game of polo.
You're welcome back, and if you're just joining us, you're on to Newslive on Viewer Television. A quick recap of our top stories. Senate resolves to appeal court ruling nullifying Section 84, subsection 12. And the FCCPC takes action as multi-choice increases DSTV and GoTV subscription. Plus, the Kogi state government shuts down Glo and Airtel facilities over 360 million naira debt. Now, ahead of the 2023 general elections, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has declared his zeal to run for the position of the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria under the People's Democratic Party, PDP. He made his formal declaration at the International Conference Center in Abuja on Wednesday. Viewer Television's Jennifer Okolo completes this report.
Ahead of the 2023 general elections, several candidates have come out to declare their intentions to rule Nigeria. That are here at the International Conference Center in the nation's capital city, Abuja, and men and women of all walks of life that have come out to support the ambition of former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, to clinch his ticket from his party as a step forward to winning the seat of the presidency.
This official declaration follows multiple discussions and consultations Atiku has had with leaders of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in recent months. While thanking all stakeholders and supporters for their bravery and enduring support despite the disappointment of the 2019 elections, Atiku says the forthcoming election is a referendum to decide whether the country wants greatness or continuous destruction.
It is a choice between two paths. The path of unity and progress, or the path of divisions and backwardness. We need a new kind of leadership that will steer us in a positive path. In 2023, we want a president who has an idea on how to fix Nigeria. We want a president who understands, who inspires, and is empathic. As the election is fast approaching, we should not be distracted from the devastating conditions we are in now.
At the same time, Atiku notes that Nigeria is in dire need of a visionary leadership, as his mission for the nation is to rescue Nigeria, a sinking ship.
Presently, Nigeria is a sinking ship. It must be rescued urgently. That is why I am happy to announce my candidacy for the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the platform of the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria. I offer myself to rescue the sinking ship.
Highlights of the event were musical performances and goodwill messages. Jennifer Okolo, Viewer Television News, Abuja.
The national chairmanship race of the All Progressives Congress has another contestant in the person of Senator Mohammed Sani, representing Niger East Senatorial District of Niger State. Senator Sani said if voted in as national chairman, he will transform the All Progressives Congress, a political institution that will impact positively on the country and Nigerians. The party chairmanship aspirant said if elected as national chairman, he will ensure reconciliation, reorganization, reconstruction of the party, as well as tap on constituency projects of parliamentarians of the APC to better the lives of Nigerians. He said the party needs a leader with a vision who can transform the ruling party into a modern digital party that will conduct its activities digitally if given the support to become the national chairman by members of the House of Representatives.
I do not think there is any responsibility that I will not be able to sit, being it a participatory one, that different ideals will come in. I don't see how I will not be able to steer that ship. Your Excellency, my leader, my respected honorable members and colleagues, there is no any other time that we can make APC what it should be than now. What is that thing that APC should be? We should make APC a strong institution.
And still on presidential ambitions, former Senate President Bukola Saraki has extended his presidential ambition to the party delegates of the PDP in Maiduguri. The Saraki Contact and Advocacy Council team, led by Professor Haga, appealed the party members to support the presidential ambition of the former Senate, promising inclusive governance and empowerment. He lamented that Nigeria is suffering leadership deficits, economic hardship, and insecurity, which needs rescue.
Old men, young people, all in total anguish, in despair, wondering. They have lost their last match. If we lose again, the whole thing goes back to the end. That is why the PDP must choose its best captain, its best striker, its greatest fan, who we know has been scoring. Wherever he goes, whichever match he has attended, he scores the winning goal.
Insecurity is everywhere. You cannot travel 50 kilometers without your blood pressure rising low in this country. Inflation is at the highest level ever. And today, our people cannot even boast of 3 square meters. Once we lose this election, PDP, whether we like it or not, will go into extinction. Therefore, we should all rise to the challenge to ensure that PDP is voted into power in Nigeria and in your country. Are we going to defend our votes? Yes. Are we going to ensure that the PDP have won the next election? Thank you. We are also working on that, and we don't want to reveal our strategies. But this time around, whether they like it or not, we will not allow them to steal our votes. Our votes must come.
And the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission says it is engaging pay television company MultiChoice Nigeria for clarity over the increase in subscription rates. The Executive Vice Chairman of the FCCPC, Babantunde Irukera, disclosed this while speaking with newsmen in Abuja. He said the engagement was to check whether the company implemented a change in terms and conditions in line with the Commission's mandated steps. According to him, the orders were broad and it will be important that compliance is prioritized. Recall that MultiChoice on Tuesday announced the increase in DSTV and GoTV subscription rates, blaming it on the rising cost of inflation and business operations. And the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has expressed concern over low voter registration in Yobe State. The resident electoral commissioner, Ahmad Makama, expressed the concern in Damaturu when he received a commendation letter presented to the commission by Inter-Party Advisory Council, Yobe Chapter. The resident electoral commission, represented by Abacha Dikwa, the administrative secretary of INEC in the state, said the figure or the status of registration of voters in Yobe is not encouraging. He said INEC will create a level playing ground for all political parties in the forthcoming elections. Makama said the commission recognizes IPAC as an umbrella of political parties and a promoter of good governance. Now, women groups protesting against the rejection of the gender bills by the National Assembly have suspended their protest for the next 7 days. This was after the House of Representatives promised to review and revisit the bills. The leadership of the House of Representatives met with the protesting women who gathered at the National Assembly premises to protest the rejection of gender-related bills in the ongoing constitution review process. The leadership delegation was led by the majority leader, Al-Hassan Adodoguwa, assured them that the House is working on their demands and appealed that it will, within 9 working days, conclude work on the matter. Recall that the protesting women daily gather at the National Assembly demanding that lawmakers rescind the decision over rejection of 5 gender bills in the process of amendment of the 1999 Constitution. And on Wednesday, a hearing in the extradition suit filed by the federal government against Abba Kyari was stalled at the Abuja division of the Federal High Court. The development occurred when counsel to Abba Kyari, Nureni Jimo, told the judge that he had yet to be served with the Attorney General of the Federation's processes. However, the head of the Central Authority Unit in the police of the AGF, Pius Akuta, also confirmed that the respondent had not been served. He hinged the delay in serving the respondent on the sister case filed by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, against Kyari and 6 others on allegations bordering on drug trafficking, which was ongoing before Justice Emeka Nwite. Meanwhile, no fewer than 7,000 Boko Haram and Islamic State West African province ISWAP terrorists have surrendered to the Nigerian army in the past week. Christopher Musa, Theater Commander, Operation Hadinkai Cooperation in the Northeast Joint Operation, made this known in an interview with newsmen in Maiduguri on Wednesday. Musa said that the military onslaught against ISWAP and Boko Haram terrorists in the Northeast region has continued to record significant successes. You're still watching News Live on Viewer Television. We now bring you business news shortly after this break. Do stay tuned. Hello
and welcome to Business News. I am Joy Malik. Now, banks credit to the private sector rose month on month by 4.23% to 36.9 trillion naira last month from 35.4 trillion in January 2022. However, currency in circulation fell month on month by 0.27% to 3.29 trillion naira from 3.25 trillion in January 2022. Now, data from the Central Bank of Nigeria Money and Credit Statistics released earlier showed that net domestic credit also rose MOM by 4.2% to 51.8 trillion in February 2022 from 49.7 trillion in January 2022, signifying an uptick in economic activities. Similarly, net credit to the government increased MOM by 4.2% to 14.9 trillion in February 2022 from 14.3 trillion in January 2022. The Federation Account Allocation Committee has shared 695.33 billion naira to 3/3 of government as allocation for February. The Deputy Director, Information, Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Olajide Oshundu, in a statement said the federal government received the highest allocation of 239 billion naira inclusive of gross statutory revenue, value-added tax, non-mineral revenues and access bank charges. Olajide further disclosed that the states received 290.7 billion naira, local governments 140.612 billion naira, and the oil-producing state 23.750 billion naira as reservation, 13% of mineral revenue. Now, he said petroleum profit tax increased significantly, while oil and gas royalties increased marginally. Now, the lingering foreign exchange scarcity in the country has continued to worsen even as the exchange rate of the parallel market is inching towards 590 naira per dollar. According to the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, the development may lead to massive job loss in the manufacturing industry among other sectors. This came 8 months after as the Central Bank of Nigeria stopped the sale of bureau the change operators and promised to boost liquidity in commercial banks. This is just as banks have also limited customers' access to Forex, placing a cap of $20 per month for online transactions. Newsmen gathered that things may worsen even further as election intensifies, adding that politicians had begun to mop up dollars, driving up the demand. And lastly, the Kogi State Internal Revenue Service says it has sealed off the facilities of Globalcom and Eltel for defaulting to remit over $306 million liabilities. Now, State Internal Revenue Service Director of Legal Services and Enforcement, Saidi Okino, led a team of enforcement officers to seal off the facilities located on Mount Patti in Lokoja across the state. Now, Okino, represented by the head of the Enforcement Department of the Revenue Service, Abubakar Bori, lamented the posture of the two telecom companies for refusing to meet their tax obligations to the state. He stated that shutting down the sites and properties of the telecom firms was at the instance of a court order, and further warned other companies operating in the state to always pay their outstanding tax liabilities to avoid the wrath of the law. And that's all on Business News. Good night.